Good evening, Speed Gaming. Welcome to tonight's Super Metroid: A Link to the Past combo randomizer. It's our Monday weekly, and it's going to be an interesting one. So, it's hard logic for Super Metroid. So things like continuous wall jump, suitless Meridia, and Norfair Hell runs could be in logic. We also have fast Ganon. So once our runners get to the Dark World and A Link to the Past, the pyramid's already open. They can drop down to Ganon. But we also have random dungeon and boss requirements. So we may not need all 7 crystals, and we may not need all 4 Super Metroid bosses in order to complete the game. Our runners will have to figure that out as they progress through. I'm Craze Gamer, and I'll be bringing you some commentary for tonight's race. And we've got 4 good runners here tonight. We've got Niterific, Bressingham, Tony T. Young, and Eaker. I always trip over his name, so we'll be getting started momentarily. So things are going to be interesting only because random requirements are always interesting to see because there could be you could have a very quick seed or you could have a really long trolley seed. Um, we had a random requirements seed a couple of weeks ago where if you properly broke the logic, you did not even need a power glove to complete the game. So it is we'll see what comes up here. Of course, the C could also go the other direction and have something like the morph ball or required progression in Ganon's tower. So you know, it's a dice roll. All right, the gates are down, and we'll be seeing a start very soon. We are off. So a typical start will be to go into A Link to the Past, but there are 2 items in Super Metroid that are in logic and accessible. We'll see where everyone goes. All right, we've got 3 going into Link to the Past and Ike here going into Super Metroid. The item on the island is just looks like a missile pack, so nothing doing there. 20 rupees in Link's house. Nothing really to talk about there. Haven't had a map check yet. There we go. There was a blue crystal at Eastern and a red crystal at Hera. I missed the desert. I'm sure someone else will check. All right. There was power bombs at Uncle. No, not at Uncle. At Morph Ball. All right. Ike here did not find anything of note in Brinstar, so it's time to go to A Link to the Past. Uncle's holding on to a blue boomerang. It's, a, it's an okay weapon, doesn't actually kill stuff, but it's something in the early game. All right, and Desert was a blue crystal, so crystals everywhere. Ike here gets a nice full magic drop from the crab. Not super useful just yet, because there's no item that they have that requires magic, but it's good to know that you have the full magic once you get an item. And Ike's gonna take a reset. He killed 2 enemies, so I'm guessing he's banking on a tree pull. While Tony T. Young and Nidorufic are going up, they're gonna check Lumberjack. Let's see if we need to defeat Aghanim. Ooh, screw attack. Alright, well, that's a luxury item that they're not gonna pick up. And Nidorufic gets some big magic from the tree pull, so that's easy if you need it. Captain Ike here did get a bomb drop. Always great in the early game. Don't have to worry about bombs too much when going through Kakariko. And again, we've got early money in the Thieves drop down. Again, it's closer to 100 rupees for the bottle vendor. Bugging it in the Lost Woods. Nice safety, pairs very well with a bottle. Ike here being a really interesting decision to go into Escape. I don't even know if they picked up the Boomerang. They might be just doing this on 8 bombs. If there's something here, Ike here is going to be taking a big lead here. Ike here does have the Boomerang. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, everyone's going to have to come here at some point. That was a Morph Ball in the first chest. That was a really good spike there. So you have to assume our other runners will eventually make their way to Escape, but depending on what they find in Kakariko and the rest of their Sphere 1 checks, it may be a bit, because usually like to do Escape and like do as much as it can in Hyrule Castle, especially with like a better loadout besides bombs, but they'll have to make their way there at some point, because Morph Ball does open up a lot. So they won't have a lot to do. Hopefully they'll be funneled there. Sick kid. He's a shield. Got some missiles in the well. Super supers and bombs. I don't think there was anything of note in Zelda Cell, so Ike is gonna make his way out and start his Kakariko checks. Hasn't been too much in Kakariko just yet, so I have a feeling our runners will be going into Escape soon. I would think they don't want to go to Eastern and Sahasrara, because it's a crystal and you don't want to double dip that area, so you may go south first, which is like the usual thing. Our runners picked up Bombos someplace. Oh, Bombos is on the It's on the bottle vendor. Okay. Hmm. I hear doesn't have enough rupees for that, so he's well. He may pick up enough rupees here. Rest sees a 300 at race game, and it's not required, but you definitely want it early. I think Tony is checking it blind, which is also, especially in SMZ3, it is a very defensible play to check race game blind. There's a lot of things that could be on race game that you would want. Where are our runners going to go to next? They're going south, as you'd expect. It's a typical sequence of events, going to Kakariko, then going south. Check the dam. It's 2 items. Check the Moldorm Cave, that's another 5. And then if you have the bomb or you check Ice Rod Cave. Now, an interesting thing is that Ikir turned away from power bombs in Brinstar, but now has a morph ball, so he knows where there's one of the power bomb packs, and there's one guaranteed in Sphere 1, and that is Sphere 1, so he would probably want to find another power bomb pack somewhere along this route, but just in case he doesn't, he knows where one is. Meanwhile, Perez is making a play to Desert Area. And Tony T. Young gets a very lucky 8 drop for bombs in Mini Moldorm Cave, so he'll be able to... Wow, alright, that Mini Moldorm somehow escaped death and is now just roaming free, going from the right side to the middle. And even though he got himself an 8 drop, he may end up using all... Okay, he's good. But Moldorm's not playing nice today. Alright, let's see. Desert's got an E-Tank. While Mini Moldorm's Cave has, of note, 2 reserve tanks. And we're playing SM hard mode, and those reserve tanks actually matter. Because those do count for energy requirements for hell runs in Upper North Fair. So we'll see if that comes into play. Ike here making a play back into Super Metroid. It's going to check bomb Torizo. And it is just 20, not worth the fight. Oh, there's another power bomb pack in Ice Rod Cave, so that's interesting. Ikir left it behind. Not a huge deal. We'll just have 5 instead of 10. But then again, because Ikir knows that there's a power bomb pack down here, his route is going to be a little bit different than what you'd normally see. Normally, you would go to Green Brand and you just do the entire Bryn loop and then end in Norfair. But because he knows that there's power bombs down here, he's going back down here first to get those, and probably picks up the item in the ceiling, which I think was super missiles, which is definitely not something you're going to turn down, especially before you find charge. Alright, Tony's about to get his morph. Found another... Well, there was... I just saw the 300 coming out of Sahasra's closet. I missed the first two items. But Ike here is going to go push those power bombs and check beta missiles and Billy Mays. Another two items there and another E-Tank. Oh, I'm sorry, that's our first E-Tank. Nito is making the play into Eastern. All right, dip in Eastern, that's fine. It is Fear 1. Sometimes you get rewarded for this. Well, Bressingham is doing Fake Flipper for our friend on the bridge. Enemy's not having much, just a hard container and some missiles. So the thing about having only 5 power bombs is I here can check the item that's on the other side of the wall from the morph pedestal, but won't be able to really do much after that because they'll be on 0 power bombs if they choose to go through, and I can't really do much in Brinstar with no regular bombs, no power bombs. So pick up this missile, and then you have to turn around. And we got a green pendant in Misery Mire. So Bressingham knows that from talking to Sahasra. Meanwhile, Zaha was only holding arrows, a hard container, and more rupees. Right, missile in Eastern. And Bress is also going to push Eastern. Not a terrible play. There's really, there's not a lot of things left in Sphere 1 that you can do, so you might find something here, but we know the answer is escape. Alright, Nito is going to do the Dark Room. This is out of logic, but it's one of the easier Dark Rooms, so while we're here. You're just going to have to skip 230 missiles. Doesn't have a power bomb to get through there. Probably have to refill the ship. Oh, I missed what was at Manila Big Key Chest. Right, so question chat, how does this work? Well, this is a randomizer race. So all the items that you are accustomed to seeing in Super Metroid and A Link to the Past are mixed up between both games. And our runners will have to defeat Mother Brain in Super Metroid and Ganon in A Link to the Past in order to complete the seed. But the trick is, we don't know how many bosses are required for each. Our runners will have to figure that out. There's a sign outside the pyramid that says how many crystals are required to defeat Ganon. There's a sign outside of Ganon's tower that says how many crystals are required to enter it. And as we're going to see on 20T Young side, there's a number outside of the Golden 4 room that says how many Super Metroid bosses we need to enter Torian. And the answer today is 0. Okay. All 4 of the Super Metroid bosses are optional. That's interesting. So what does that mean? That means our Super Metroid Go mode is ammo to kill Mother Brain and 3 E-Tanks to survive Rainbow Beam. So we're either looking for the equivalent of 40 missiles, 60 supers, or Charge Beam, plus 3 E-Tanks. Or, yes, 3 E-Tanks with Varia, 6 E-Tanks without. as chat points out properly. All right, I hear getting the quote unquote good news because you don't that zero could be really that's zero with an asterisk on it because there could be required items in like Norfair that does require Varia. So that's you don't have to beat bosses, but there still might be items you need to find. Also, the usual like ship thing, which is even though like let's say Fantoon is a Super Metroid boss token, so not required, but all the items in Wreck Ship except for Spooky Missiles requires Fantoon to be defeated. So you don't have to beat him to beat the game, but you need him to get the item that you need to beat the game. So not required, but still. All right, Tony T. Young finds magic powder, Edagoons, plus a vanilla super missile. Well, I here did find a cape, which means I assume Tony also did. That was in Brinstar Reserve. You want press as a morph. Ike here's got magic powder. Tony T. Young can carry more arrows. And Nito is going to give us our first look at 230. Just a heartbeat. Nothing doing there. I was about to make a comment that the stun price is a small key, but Bressingham defeated a guard that just drops a key. Right, Tony T. Young heads up with power bomb placement. When you're on low power bombs, you want to make sure that they are properly placed so that you cover as much area as you can. Basically, multitasking with your power bombs. Ooh, that's a moon pearl. It's a moon pearl in Mission Impossible, so that is absolutely required. I assume our runners are not going to miss that. It's a really easy location. That's a flippers. Flippers at the missile just before charge. All right, so again, our runners are not going to miss that. Rest is making a play to Red Tower. This will be new information for us. This is a whole bunch of items. Not really a good loadout to check X-ray, but you know, I've been surprised before. Like you're taking a hit from a side hopper, and he's down to 44. So that changes the calculus a little bit because the side hopper and wave gate will one shot him. So it's got to be a little careful or farm up. We're spawning another 300 in beta power bombs. So it's a rich seed. Only getting through wave gate, no problem. And it's a lamp. It's a nice item. Oop, Tony, gotta be careful. Damage boosting on no tanks is a little tricky. Granted, it's got 2 reserves, but you don't want to burn 200 worth of energy when you only got 100 to hold. Finding lots and lots of hearts, not a lot of E-tanks. All the energy in one game. Alright, Ike here's got 128. He's gonna attempt this, and alright, gets out unscathed, finds a large energy drop to boot, and gonna try to do the skip here, and there is a normalized way to set this up um, if you have Moonwalk, which I think Aikier does. I think he did Moonfall um, when he was going down to Blue Brinstar, but uh, didn't set it up there, but wasn't punished for it. Was able to still get it in. Bress, yep. Bress is making the play to early X-Ray. This is not at all in logic, and what he's doing here is difficult. Doing all of these D-boosts because hitting the waivers, it's for a lot less than hitting the spikes. That sounds really good. Let's see if this is anything that we care about. Oh, it is. Alright, that's a mirror. Alright, let's see if Bress pushes this. Because I would wager that nobody else is making this this early X-ray dip. Early X-ray check. Oh, there's a hammer at Alpha Peeps? Alright, I missed that completely. Alright, let's oh, Aikio's thinking about it too. Alright. Got some gamers here. Alright, Tony Tiang finding an E-tank. Ooh. Aikio noped out of there, and I don't blame him. If you don't get that set up right away, then that's a just get out of there, because on one E-tank, you're not going far. Alright, so Aikio is gonna check Spazer. I think Tony was up here before, but had to skip it because he didn't have the power bombs for it. You need 2, one to get there and one to get out. So let's see if this is anything of note. Nope. Just a hard piece. Ooh, that's a bow on the top of Spectacle Rock, so Bressingham's going to have a huge advantage when he makes his way up the mountain, because he'll be able to get that in one go. Won't have to come back for the mirror. Everybody else is going to have to come back for the mirror. Now, granted, we still don't know the crystal requirement. We may not even need a bow. It would be nice for, the Ganon fight, but again, not required, and these runners can do a silverless fight with no issue, so we'll see. Ooh, that's a speed booster in Kraid's hideout. Pressing it, picking that up. And Ikea picking that up. While Tony gets a sword from an old man. And we've got in stereo Kraid fights. see him doing some lag reduction, but unfortunately does not get the quick kill on the first attempt, and yep, that's it's time to stand up. While Ike here does get the quick kill, well done. For crystal number 3. Still unknown if that's required, but it is likely. Only way it's not required if Ganon requires 0, which, it's a 1 in 8 chance. It could be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Is Nito making the play? Alright, Nito's gonna attempt it. Or he might just be farming up power bombs. Nope, he is just farming up power bombs. That is super fair. Fireflies do drop power bombs almost 100% of the time. So this is a good spot to get some power bombs if you only have 5. Here spies the sword at Crocus Keep. Bressingham is going to get at least that E-Tank to go up to 2+2, probably. So the question I now have is, what do our runners do now? Because they're cleaning up basically the same things. So where do we go from here? We've got flippers. We've got a Moon Pearl. The flippers give us access to the Zora area. Moon Pearl doesn't do much. We don't have Aga access yet. Actually, we do. That's a lie. Our ship is open. This is true. Yeah, we've got a sword, a cape, and a lamp, so that is in fact Aga access. So we have a Dark World. It's just Dark World we don't like doing. Bressingham is using bombs to navigate the Dark Room, so did he not? I guess he didn't get Wave Gate. Guess he had to skip it. Alright, Nito is we're nearly in sync with 3 runners that are on Death Mountain. Almost, not quite, but pretty close. So Bress is going to see the bow up there, and he'll be able to get it on the first pass through. And we'll see what he wants to do from here, because he can take a peek into Moldorm. Is it full clearable? No, he doesn't have a lamp, so he can't do that. All right, here's our Dark World. Red Pendant Skullwoods. Metroids are Thieves Town. Swamp Ice. Red Crystal Pod. Normal Crystal. TR. Green Pendant. Mire. Green Town went to went to criteria power bombs and missed completely what it was. And this is heads up by Tony Tian. He has to refill energy in the middle of the Shine Spark because if you hit 29 in your main tank, you're gonna stop where you are. All right, Bress is gonna pick up a small key. If the middle chest here is not a big key, he has to stop because he does not have a hook shot, does not have a fire source. That's a good one. Space jump is good, but he's gonna have to leave the dungeon. Tony is going to looks like dash through to Gauntlet, which is an interesting play. Is that you can do it, especially when you only have 5 power bombs, because normally this is out of logic. I don't know if the logic expects you to do that giant spark shenanigans, but we're going to continue on. I think he did scout the back of Gauntlet. I think there's a there is a unique item in on the left side. I didn't remember what it was though. I didn't get a super good look at it. So he's through. We'll see what he picks up. Oh, was it just power bombs? Well, I mean, power bombs is still good, especially early when you only got 1 pack. Now you got 2. All right, Nito giving us our first look at the Zora area. So here's the waterfall, which is 2 items. What are you doing there? We'll see what's okay, Bress finds a Master Sword in the bottom 2 of Paradox. Nito finds a container on the Zora ledge. The upper 5 of Paradox has a bunch of ammo plus a wave beam. And some rupees and a heart piece. And that's it. I assume Bressingham checked Spiral Cave? Going to say, oh, that's an important item. Nito finding a hook shot on sale for 500 rupees from our favorite game. Oh, was Spiral Cave the grapple beam? That is a logic chain for sure. So you got to take your grapple beam, go to X-ray, get your mirror, come back, and get your bow, and that gives you Tower of Hera. And if you did Wave Gate, which hard logic does require, like it's not just Wave that unlocks that, but you are expected to do the Wave Gate glitch. Then yeah, that's a completable Hera. All right, Tony T Young making his way into the wreck ship. Spooky Missiles is just 20 rupees. Don't care about that. Pressing him gonna fight Croc. Nito getting his second sword. Ike here getting a free green potion refill. In SMZ3, it's always a green potion. Tony will fight a Phantom, and then we'll see what he drops. Let's see. By my count, there is still 1 Super Metroid boss outstanding, so there's 1 floating around on ZB somewhere, and we know that it is not required to beat the game, but could be required for anything that's hiding out in Wreck Ship. See what's in Croc PBs. Support piece. Ike here now has the knowledge of the green pendant and mire. And that's a Fantoon down for Tony T. And our reward for that is the Dragon boss token. All right. Functionally a pendant wreck ship. Sick. Right, super missile. I assume that was a map check of what Ridley was, but I did not see it. Press is going to farm up, and is Nito making the play? Nito is making the play. We're doing Aga for our Dark World access. All right, so this is an interesting bit of Dark World access because it's going to drop him up at the pyramid. He'll be able to see how many crystals he needs to defeat Ganon. And because he has a hook shot, he also has access to the west portion of the Dark World. So that is Village of Outcasts, Skullwoods, and Thieves Town, and can make his way all the way around to all those overworld Dark World checks. So it's not a terrible play by any means. See if it pays out. And yes, Lower Norfair is a pendant. Breast did mark it on his streams tracker. So there is that. Ooh, Tony T. Young finding some boots in Wreck Ship Reserve. I'm sorry, no, that's a lie. Wreck Ship E-Tank. So that is absolutely a keep. And you guys gotta get back out of Spiky Room Death, which is can surprise you sometimes. So even if it's not required, the boots are gonna pay dividends because turns out going fast in a race is good. And after a short minor bullying from a guard, Nidorific is gonna make his way into the Aga 1 fight. While Bress is losing some energy. And oh, really, game? All right, cool. That's a various suit at uh, at Ice Beam. So yeah, but that is a that's a short hell run required for our runners, but it's an easy one. It's nearly accessible. We just have to wait for our runners to get back to Lower Norfair and make that play. Lower Norfair? No, regular Norfair. Well, Ike here being safe and farming up the atomics and getting up to full health. Well, Bress is going to push the various suit and start exploring Bubble Mountain. just blue rupee in Bubble Mountain, and just some blueberries in the attic of Wreck Ship. That's an AGA 1 down for Meteorific, and we're going to get some information. As you can see, there's the hold. There's Quake for pressing him. All right, and Ganon requires 6 crystals. Ooh, that's a rough one. All right, we can skip 1 crystal. All right, well, we know what the crystals are for the most part. So, if at all possible, skip TR, but, we'll see how that pans out. Now, of course, because the crystal count for Ganon is so high, it is very likely that the crystal count for Ganon's tower is equal to or lower than that, because the only way it's higher than that is if it's 7. So, I mean, if it's 6, then we don't care. But if it's anything less than that, then there is a possible chance that there is progression in Ganon's tower. So once we get a MITS, we'll have to check that signpost and see what our GT requirements are. So Nito is going to explore as much of Dark World as possible because the entry back into Dark World is well, it's not awful. It's you don't want to have to keep going through the Aga portal to get back here. Back here picks up his Master Sword at right side supers. And Bress finds an Ice Beam in Wave Beam. And Nito is going to dip the front of Skullwoods. Doesn't have a Fire Rod, so can't complete. But is also a pendant, so maybe you don't want to. That was one item. That's the key. And he's gonna have to go around the pinball room to get the small key that's in that chest, because in SMZ3 that chest is always a small key. And then go back out and check the big chest. Oh, Ike here. Oh no. All right, let's see where he ended up. I assume he took a death in Spike Room of Death, because that's the place to do it. Does he have to do Fan Tune again? No, he's good, but he is gonna want to go pick up that item at Wreck Ship E, because we know it is boots. I don't know if Ike here knows that. I don't know if he got there. I assume he did get there because he's going back for it. Having a little bit of trouble with the enemies in this room. Gets through it though. Nito got grabbed by the Wallmaster before getting the items, so he's gonna have to do this again. Gross. Tony gonna show us Waterway. Let's see if this is important. compass is not important. Not in this game, anyway. And 20 getting what I think was either like you're taking another death, and Bressingham getting hit and auto refilling on the reserve tanks. Super Metroid is not treating our runners very well tonight. Lots of heart containers, not enough E-tanks. Tony looks like he's going to start his trek to Blueprint Star. Bressingham, is he considering Torian right now? Yeah, it's a little early for that, isn't it? You don't have charge, you don't have the ammo. I think he maybe was just on autopilot, just like, oh, just go, and then realize, hey, wait, I don't have the ammo for this. Just missiles at the chess game. Ike here is going to pick up the Pegasus boots, and let's hope he can keep them. Ike here going for the Shine Spark. Yeah, I guess you can do. You're loud. All right, Nito giving us our first look at Thieves Town. It is a Super Metroid boss, so it is not required to beat blind, but there still might be a required item in here. It is 4. That was one of them right there. That is absolutely not required, at least not by itself. Chat maybe hasn't seen the requirements yet. It's possible, but the fact that the Bryn Loop takes you right there is like if you skipped that, that's a huge oversight. Although if you don't remember to do it, you can just autopilot right past it, so that's not out of the question. You're trying to make his way back to back into Spiky Room of Death, which is not usually something you like doing, but does want to keep the Pegasus boots, so navigate this. All right, Tony T. Young is gonna try for the looking at Great Heroes Supers. So first he's gonna scout it, which is not a terrible idea. See if he even needs to do this. That's tempting. It's an E-tank, so like maybe you don't need it, but like maybe at the same time, maybe you do. Yeah, he's gonna lay 3 power bombs to kill the Booyons and then do the Shine Spark. Oh, one was a little out of range, so supers to kill that off. Oh, you're quit on the exit to Spike Room of Death, so he's going to probably leave the boots behind, and that's a feels bad. Oh, that's rough. Things are just There we go. I was gonna say things are not going well for Ike here, but eventually he got through that. Once again, picking up a lamp. Finally, again, it's our runners very likely don't need a lamp for most of the dark rooms, but if the Dark World access ends up being Aghanim, then it makes the castle tower climb a lot easier. Because yes, it is possible to do that, to do the castle tower climb in the dark, but it is such a infrequent play. I would imagine a lot of runners do not have the muscle memory for those dark rooms, so good to have the lamp for it. So Nito is going to go after blind, and I assume this is because we don't have all 4 items. And he doesn't have a hammer, so whatever's in the big chest gets left behind, so I don't know what the item count is. All right, Tony making the Aga play. Meanwhile, Nito is going to continue in Dark World. It's going to show us a whole bunch of things. Big game. Doesn't have a mirror. Can't show us Cave 45. Can show us Stumpy, Hype Cave. And that's about it. So it's a good amount of checks, but it's not progression. He's going to have to go somewhere else. Maybe have to go to Pod, which is where it was. Because you need to do that without a bow, which we know where it is, and I think Nito knows where it is too, but he needs to find a mirror. It was just joining us. The bow was on the top of Spectacle Rock, and we know that the mirror is at X-ray scope. So the only runner among us that has it is pressing him because he did a very early X-ray check through some deboost on waivers and was able to get that. Nobody else knows where that is though. Rest is farming power bombs in Waterway. That's not a bad play. It's those snails drop power bombs most of the time. Or you can just go to high PM and just get power bombs. Ooh, there's a glove. Alright, there's a glove in Hype Cave. We will call it a 6 out of 10. Unfortunately, that is as much as you can do, because you don't have a hammer, so you still don't have normal Dark World access. But that hammer, I'm sorry, not that hammer, that glove does some interesting things. Because now we have Back of Escape, we have Catfish. There's stuff to do now with glove. Alright, Back of Escape is Rupee, a small key, and a missiles. So the small key lets us go into Dark Cross. Let's see. Use Catfish and Spike Cave. We don't have Spike Cave yet. We don't have a hammer. So even though the glove is cool, it's not a lot by itself. We need a little more. It's just more power bombs. Yeah, so this is where all the power bombs were. I think you're heading back into wreck ship. Is he gonna make another play to the boots? This feels like another play to the boots. Yeah, take the save and then try it again. I applaud it. I because it could be required or it could not be, but you definitely want it. So I'm thinking the play for Ike here might have been uh, finish wreck ship to see if there's an item that makes this easier, like gravity suit or what have you, and then come back to this. And I don't think he found anything that makes this easier, so he's just gonna try it on the loadout, which is fine. So the setup for this room is you do have to have a running start, and you have to missile that uh, thing. It has a name. Don't ask me what it is, but you have to run missile as soon as you come into the room, and then as you have your running speed through the water, you jump up, and that gets you out of the water where you can do your wall jump to progress through. But it looks like Ike here does not know that setup, or he was trying to farm up power bombs. He might have been trying to farm up power bombs. Okay, so very likely. All right, pressing him is gonna do a shine spark, get an extra E tank out of it. Certainly good, especially when we've been as energy starved as we have been for this seed. Ike here does get so he knew it. He knew it. Just commentator did not know that he knew it. Silly comms. Tony gonna push a glove and check the back of escape and dark cross, but we know it's not gonna really pan out. All right, Ike here making the in the boots. Let's see if he can get out of here. Oh, he's gonna sponge bath his way out of this. This is not necessary, but it'll get the job done if he can get it. That's it. That's a really good improvisation. 'Cause normally, you do not sponge bath going into this room from this direction. All right, so he doesn't have to sponge bath here because he could just ride the spikes up. All right, I'm glad that he got it. It looks like Brest picked up a his third shield and is now going to make his way to a wreck ship. Takes a bonk though on the wreck ship. Meanwhile, Tony is gonna check Magic Bat. Yep, we do have a powder. It's not on the tracker, but we do have it. So let's see what Magic Bat has for us. Nothing much today, just 3 bombs. Wait, it was oh, wait, the hammer was someplace else. Okay, okay. I was about to question why Tony was going to Dark World without a hammer, but that clearly does have a hammer. Right, Alpha Peeps. Right, right, right. Alright, so Ikir getting a hammer. Ikir's gonna have to be a little careful on the way out because he's running low on energy. Granted, does have reserves, but you know, still want to be careful. So Nito is close-ish to the hammer. He's gonna clear wreck ship, probably get a boots out of it, and then he's likely gonna head back down to Red Tower and pick up a hammer. And Breast finding all the swords to match all of the shields, just fully. Well, I'm not gonna say fully decked out for A Link to the Past because we are missing a bow and silvers, but and a whole bunch of other items too. But besides all of that, just the offense and the defense, they're there. Bookshot was someplace. Zora, yes, that's right. Yep, the low, low price of 500 rupees. Pressingham having a lot of an easier time with Wreck Ship E-Tank, making good use of Space Jump, which he pulled out of Tower of Hera, and he's the only one that's been to Tower of Hera because he's the only one that has a mirror, which again was an X-ray, and he was the only one that did the deboost to get it. He was rewarded for that, and it's been paying dividends since then. Nito's in Phantom Fight. Tony's in Village of Outcasts. Bressan is. Ooh, that was nice. takes a damage off the spikes to get iframes, so he can go through the worker robots. That is not something you see every day, and that's a good heads up knowledge. Improvisation. The word of the day is improvisation. And that's a Dragon boss token for Nito. They've so far unnecessary, but there is a sword here, and there is a boots here, so maybe those boots are required. In fact, it's a decent chance that those boots are required because desert is a crystal, and we can only skip one of them. And I have a feeling our runners will probably want to skip Turtle Rock if at all possible, because the requirements to get into there are the highest amongst the dungeons here. Right, so Tony does have a hammer, so he will be able to check the Thieves Town big chest once he gets to it, and we'll get a better idea of what our item count is in Thieves Town. Meanwhile, Pressing finds a red mail in the wreck ship. So if he wasn't decked out before, he's decked out now. So Tony finds a compass in the Thieves Town attic. So I think the map was in the front, so that means the big chest is an item, likely. Oh, no, does not have speed booster. He hasn't been to he hasn't been to Kraid yet. So he has to do Sponge Bath in order to get this. I mean, if he can get it, he'll be rewarded for it, but this is not required by this seed. It's still good to do, but he's gonna start kicking himself once he gets to Kraid and he figures out that he didn't need to do that. Oh, but he got it anyway. So it was an item in the Thieves Town big chest, but it was nothing really to really write home about. It was just a red toy. Meanwhile, Ike here makes the hell run to ice and gets rewarded with a Varia suit. Nito getting some boots. Will be making his way back to the main area of Wreck Ship, and he'll continue on. Well, Brett is going to push the boots. He's going to check Bonk Rocks. I think this is our first check of it. E-Tank. Okay. And if it wasn't our first check of it, it was the first check of it that I noticed. And, that's what matters here. Meanwhile, IQ is going to make his way to Croc, doing the gate glitch to open the gate from the other side. I believe it is accessible in Paradox Cave, so obviously easier, but our logic can require you to do the gate glitch there. Tony's making the play to ice, so he is about a minute away from Varia. Like, here's a Croc. Bressingham is going to the Zora area. Looks like he's going to the Zora area. And that's a area for Tony. Croc was just a super. At this point, I assume Bressingham is not going to pick up the heart container on the Zora ledge because pretty good on heart containers. But he is going to be rewarded with the hook shot. Meanwhile, Tony is making the play to Croc. Everyone visiting Croc this seed. And that's a hook shot for Bressingham. And he's out of there. I assume he's going... Yep, going to the mountain. With a hook shot in hand, this will make Hera much easier. Because with the hook shot, you can now do Herapot. You can't do Herapot now. I don't think that bomb was on the floor when he did it, so this is not going to work. Yep, nope. He's going to have to mirror out and reset the room. So, for reasons, if that Moldorm drops an item and it is not on the floor, it messes up Herapot. I've had this explained to me multiple times, but I cannot repeat that because if you don't have the understanding, then you just like, well, and trying to explain it just doesn't work. But yes, I think he did realize that he did pick up the item. Yes. So he's going to now try Herapot again, and, he's just going to leave that item there, and now he's going to do it. So this should be good. Messed it up there. He's got a lot of attempts at this. All right, there we go. Herapot there's a lot of setups for Herapot, and, whichever one you like is, as long as it works, that's good. See, so if I remember correctly, the items in Hera there was a big key in the cage, and then they had to stop. So I think they've got both items because I think the item in the the item in the center was space jump, so they have two items. Oh, was it a small key in the cage? Okay, well, regardless, it has two items, and that's Crystal. And is the first crystal in A Link to the Past. It's not our first crystal overall because Creed had a crystal, so second crystal down for Bressingham. Of 6 required for Ganon. Alright, okay. For some reason I thought it was a big key in the cage, but whatever. Functionally does not matter. All we really care about is the 2 items and the crystal. Alright, so Tony is going to pick up the sword at Croc Escape, and pressing him out of things to do is going to go to Aga, and that's his Dark World access. At least I assume he's out of things to do. I don't remember where the glove is because I think it is in Dark World somewhere. So probably both gloves are in Dark World, and Ag is required. But I'm just drawing a blank as to where that first glove is. Oh, all right, gloves are in Hype Cave. So yeah. Yeah, so Ag is likely required. We assume the myths are also in Dark World or behind Dark World somewhere. All right, so Nito is about to pick up his hammer, and that's his normal Dark World access. All right, so Nito is yeah, um, he's got a grapple beam, so he's got the best chance of getting the mirror now if he goes down to X-ray. But looks like so he's gonna take a save first. This is safe because if X-ray ends up being nothing, you reset out of here. Oni is gets a good D boost. Nito is going to make the play to X-ray. We know it is the mirror, and he's absolutely going to keep it. Aikir is going to pick up an ice beam. Tony's going to get bullied in Wreck Ship, not Wreck Ship, in Norfair Reserve, and pick up a Quake for his troubles. He picks up a mirror, and he's going to be maybe happy to see that. Well, Aikir attempting to freeze a waiver in order to get up to Norfair Reserve, and gets it. Question in chat is high jumpless lava dive in hard logic? No. Lava dive logically requires high jump, or you know, or the normal requirement of area, gravity, and space jump. But if the if the seed wants you to do a lava dive, it does want you to have high jump. Yeah, I should look it up, but I don't know if gravity jump is logically required. I wouldn't doubt it if it was. I just don't have that information on hand. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yep. The logic says can use power bombs and Varia and either high jump or gravity. So, yep, the seed can expect you to do a gravity jump through the lava dive. So, to amend my statement, you don't need high jump boots. It's either one of high jump or gravity. So, you're either if you have high jump, you could do the jumps on the spike walls, or if you have gravity, you could just do the gravity jump. All right, Bress is giving us our first look at Pod. He is bow locked, so we have to come back here with a bow. Logically, um, looks like Bress is going to do a. No, he has a bow because he has a mirror. Once again, that early mirror is paying dividends. The other word of the day is dividends. And on the right side is a small key and a small key. And Ike here, making his way to Aga. Getting the red mail. That's our third pod small. Which is it third pod small? There's one, two, one at the bridge. All right, so there's one left between the vanilla big key chest and the chest down here. So one of these is a small key, which means the one down here is the small key because that's the compass. But at this point, you're obligated to pick it up. All right, so there's two small keys in the back. None of them are in the dark maze. Let's see how Brass rounds this. All right, so Tony looks like he's gonna take the hook shot and do Paradox Cave. Nito getting his bow and is going to full clear Hera. Ooh, that's a Kina Samaria in Pod. I think this is key for key. Yeah. Yep. Because of logic rules, the small key cannot end up in the dark maze, which means of the three chests, or rather of the four chests are available outside of it and in the back, there's two of them. Oh, he was looking for the big key. All right, never mind. He's fine then. I'm the silly one, as we've you know as we've already seen tonight. So King Samari does stuff. At this point in the game, Queen of Samaria. Well, Possibly gives us Misery Mire depending on medallions, but it's a green pendant, so we really don't want to do that. Um, we need to get into Misery Mire, and we don't have a flute yet, and we um, don't have the necessary items for the lava dive, so we can get in through there. But oof, so maybe the king doesn't do anything right now. Hmm. Well, that's Crystal down for Nito, clearing out Moldorm, and he'll continue on. He's gonna go to the mountain, and looks like this is played a spike cave. Does have a cape, so this is gonna be easy. You're getting his map information. Nito gets another bottle for his troubles. See where Ike here wants to go. So Ike here coming here with the hammer first is going to give him a little bit more freedom in the dark world than our other runners. And when I say other runners, I mean like the people who pushed Aga first, which I don't remember if that was Bress or Nito. And that is a glove for Ike here, so now the Aga portal is just completely off the table. And we'll see where Ike here wants to go. Resiam takes down Elmasaur King, and that's his third crystal. While Nito is going to the lumber. Oh, this is interesting. If you're in the area, might as well. We know that the lumberjack has screw attack, and we haven't touched Lower Norfair yet, so if he's thinking about it, then this is a good reason to get it. Of course, in order to do Lower Norfair, you either need to have Varia or a lot of E-Tanks to Hell Run that. The Lower Norfair Hell Run is never in logic, but if you got the gear for it and you have the ability to make that hell run, then more power to you. But let's see what Nito wants to do. Meanwhile, Bress is making the uh, a reasonable play of mirroring out of pod and going to, well, after completing pod, mirroring to the light world and cleaning up Eastern, which is another crystal. Him collecting crystal out of Eastern, that gives him 4. And he's going back in the pod? Alright, just kidding. Alright, where is Bress gonna go now? He's walking out. Is this catfish? Tony in the eastern area does not have the doesn't have the mirror, so he's gonna have to do eastern and pods separately. A little bit slower, but gets there in the end. Okay, Wrestlingham is not going to Catfish. He is instead going to Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. All right, let's see King's Tomb first. Just a missile in King's Tomb. In Graveyard Ledge, we have just a blue rupee. All right. Meanwhile, Nito is out pod. Tony Young is Eastern. Pete here is probably going to do Village of Outcast checks. Nito picks up the cane. Rest is looks like he's gonna mirror to Lumberjack to pick up Screw Attack, which is good routing. Because Pressing already has Vera, he is going to be in better shape when he gets the ability to go into the lower warfare if he decides to. Because once again, Ridley is a pendant. So until we know about what pedestal is, kind of want to stay away from pendant dungeons. Although lower warfare is chock full of items, has a lot down there. And granted, even if you wanted to not go all the way down to lower warfare, then you're skipping the Ridley tank, you're skipping Power Bomb's a shame, but everything else is right there on a line. So I mean, if you're looking for density, that's not a terrible idea once you have the loadout for it. Brissingham finds the first item in Skullwoods, which is just a heart container. He's going to find a small key in the big chest. I think the second item is in this room here. Or I'm lying and it's a compass. Not much else to do in Skullwood, so there's an item in the back. Yeah, and it is fire rod locked. Haven't seen that yet. But then again, Skullwoods is a pendant, so we kind of hope we don't. That is almost working down for terrific, and I think Tony is going to make the play to pod. That is the third crystal for Nitorific. Once again, we need 6 for Ganon. Ito's in Eastern, he's going to clean this up because he did do Sphere 1 checks in here before, but now with a bow, he can defeat Armos Knights and get the crystal. Gear picks up a looks like a crate token, which is not required per se, but it was 4 items out of Thieves Town, so not a terrible play by any means. Just didn't have the progression he was looking for. Right here is gonna check Catfish. Vito's gonna clean up Armos Knights. Get the Compass and Crystal for it. That is his 4th. Vito is heading back into the Dark World. Uh-oh. Is this Swamp? No, it's okay. No, we're checking Pyramid Fairy first. Okay, good. Because has the loadout for Swamp, but it is a pendant. Granted, it is 6 items, but it's you never want to do it, but it is there. So, fun facts: if you have defeated Aghanim and you have a mirror, it is faster to take the bomb up instead of going through the Hammer Peg Bridge. You hammer, and well, you mirror back to the Light World and across the Aghanim portal to get here faster. Doesn't happen ever so often, but it is good knowledge to have just in case those couple of seconds matter. Bombs and rupees. Unfortunately, Pyramid Fairy is not the answer. Where are we going now? Ito's going to check Catfish. And Tony takes it Death in the Dark Maze. This is probably a Death Orb because he does not have the mirror. Yep, that is a Death Orb. I assume he did that towards the top of the screen. I assume he got the big key and then took the death. He may have been item counting. I'm not super. But if he did hammer jump, he would end at the top of the stairs, at the top of the screen. So it's probably okay. Tony saved and quit out. Oh, he doesn't have a bow. He can't complete the dungeon. Because he doesn't have the mirror because he didn't go to X-ray yet. Oof, this is rough. The seat keeps giving him things to do that is not X-ray, and the longer he stays away from that, the worse off he's gonna be. Mushroom Key 45. All right, that's once again mirror locked. So, all right, let's see what that is. Well, Pressing has a lot more to do, so he'll probably route this in with Catfish if he hasn't done it already. Pressing will pick up his glove here. Tony is going back into Wreck Ship. What's the play here? What did he? Oh, he didn't do bowling at all. Okay. Did he just peace out after getting the boots? Oh, yeah, he skipped bowling. Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So obviously, screw attack here is gonna put in work, but he already opened up the door, so there's that. And also, he has space jump, so he can easily check this item, which I forgot what it is, but it's a vanilla missile, so we don't care. Nito's gonna check Graveyard Ledge. We know it's a bust. Let's see. Let's see Mushroom. No, let's not see Mushroom. All right. Did Bressingham check his? Yeah, he did check Zoro because he's got the hook shot. So he's just gonna check Catfish first. He may have forgotten that he has a mirror and a mushroom. So that could have been a good routing, but there's a lot to keep track of when you're playing SMZ3. So don't blame him for missing that. He could choose to go back for it, but nope. Okay. Hmm. When he says no to a red male, and that's probably okay because they have like a million hearts, so it doesn't change anything. By pressing, I'm just going to check Spike Cave. We know it's nothing. And then Nito is going to. Well, we already did Gauntlet, so it's not that. Tony might be making the X-ray play, and he's got a much better loadout than he did the first few times he was here. So, screw attack, space jump, grapple beam. So many ways to do the thing. Yeah, where is the progression? So mushroom certainly is an idea, but um, the thing that our runners don't want it to be is Swamp Palace, which is very much in logic, but it's a pendant. But it is 6 checks. So yeah, you definitely check the mushroom first because it's easy. But 6 versus 1, I don't know. Nito taking a save in Business Center that usually hints at the Hell Run to Crumble Tower and Ice Beam, and he will be rewarded with a Varia suit. Yeah, let's see where Tony goes. Alright, so this is a mushroom turn in for breast. Let's see. Let's see if this is our progression. It is not. It's just the E-Tank. Alright, he'll buy a green. It'll probably pop it immediately. And then here's blue. Yeah, 'cause he's already did pod, he's already checked Zora, so there's not a lot of big money items left to worry about. So the rest of that's just going to go into potions. Why not? You're here. And I think this is Swamp. Nito going for a Croc, and we know this is nothing, but there's a whole bunch of items, and it's right here, so not a bad check. But he is going to give us our first look at Swamp Palace. And I suspect we're going to find a progression here. Because I have no idea where else it can be. So Ike here is in Eastern Palace without a bow because he doesn't have a mirror. So he's going to get sent out of here pretty quickly. All right, well, you wanted progression, and there it is. That is a mitts, the first chest in Swamp. And Bressingham says no to the rest of them. 5 checks left in there, but holy cow, there's a lot more you can do with the mitts. So that is, let's see what we got. Mitz gives us a Super Metroid boss Ice Palace, which is not required, but it's there. Gives us the mountain and East Dark Death Mountain, which has a whole bunch of checks, like Hookshot Cave. We have entry into TR, but it's only one item because we do not have a Fire Rod. And if Ganon's Tower is open, that is a whole bunch of checks. That is, I think the answer is 26. And all of them are accessible because we have the Kina Samaria, we have a hammer, we have a bow. So we're going to see a lot here on Bress's side. All right, so logically, no right side with no fire rod, but he does have a lamp and boots. So he could do it if he knows how, but logically, you're correct. There is not on the right side just yet. It's just, there's more bombs in Super Bunny. And our TR entrance is Quake, which we do have. Granted, we pretty much do not want to go into TR because we can skip one crystal and we want it to be that one. Very please. All right, Bress is going to check Ganon's tower. Let's see if we're in. He has 4 crystals. And you only needed 3. All right. Let's dip Ganon's tower. So 2 on the right side that you don't need anything for. Right, so he's going to continue on the right side. This is going to be tile room and tile room only. Unless he thinks he can do this. Nope, he cannot. He realized he does not have a fire rod for it, so burns a small key. Hopefully that doesn't come back. Oh, there's another small key there, so that's 2 of the 4. Well, there's a big key that normally we'd be ecstatic about, but not in this case. Ooh, there's a gravity suit in DM room. And Bress is out of there. Leaves a lot of checks behind, but a lot has opened up with gravity suit. All right. And just like that, Bressingham is going to go right back into Super Metroid through the Upper Norfair portal, and is he going to take a save here? Oh no, he's going to Lower Norfair. Okay. All right. There's a lot of checks here in Lower Norfair. Is this go mode for Bress? Let's see. Dragon's a crystal. We can do that. He He needs desert access. I don't think he has. Yes, he does have desert access through the Mire portal. Okay, so he's got desert. He can do Dragon. Yeah, this might be go mode. All right. So pressing him is going to beeline into the portal. Complete desert. Come back through the portal? Question mark. He's gonna have to make his way to uh to Meridia, but that's pretty easy. Just save and quit to the mountain. All right. So all you have to do is just go to GT. Wondering if he checks screw attack while we're here, just because you might. Mm. All right. So we know he can. We know he has the crystals. Um, he's got the fire source for the Ganon fight. Um, I think he's got the ammo from Mother Brain, so I think we're good. So one of the skills that sort of goes overlooked in oh, we're boots locked, by the way. Skills that gets overlooked in reduced modes, especially in SMZ3, is knowing when you are in go mode. And it is very apparent that Bressingham knew he was in go mode as soon as he picked up as soon as he picked up gravity. So because when you play 774, you know that there's a specific set of items that you need based on what your pendants are, and you need just everything else to clear crystal dungeons. But knowing that you need not all of those items when you're playing in reduced mode is a good skill to have. All right, Tony picks up a mushroom, and Bressingham finds the big key on the desert torch and decides just to beeline it to the back, which is absolutely correct. Meanwhile, Ike here is going to pick up his mirror finally, and that cannot feel good at all. And Nito is about to pick up his mitt, and we'll see what he does from here. Hopefully, he pieces out. Nito's going to keep going, and he's thinking about it. He's doing a think. No, he's out. Good, good, good. All right, that's a crystal down for Bressingham, getting the Desert Palace crystal. He's going to go back into the Dark World, save and quit. And another heads up play by Bressingham, because by going to the Dark World before doing the save and quit, because he has the mirror, it spits him out at the pyramid. He's going to take the Meridia portal to get to the back of East Meridia, where he could just go straight to Dragon. That is the fastest way to do that. Oh, Nito is going into Ice Palace. This is a Super Metroid boss that he does not need to clear. It is 3 items here. This is a push to, this does push the mitts, but does not push the mitts in the correct direction. Is there anything keeping him away from the mountain? No, he's got the hook shot. He can do hook shot cave. He has 2 medallions, which is usually good enough for any of the 2 dungeons that require medallions. Hmm. I don't know. Nito might piece out of here when he gets the 3 items. At least I hope he does. There is no value to the boss here, unless it has an item. Alright, so Breast does pick up a super, and it makes sense. Mother Brain requires 60. Granted, he's got the ammo for Mother Brain, but, you know, fine supers pick up supers. Alright, that's the mitts for Tony. He's going to continue on. And, you know, this may be just a... Well, Nito got high jump boots. That's not nothing. Alright, Tony's going to continue on. There's 5 items left in Swamp. And this may just be a case of clear it while you're here, which is something I tend to do as well. Obviously, we know that's not the case here, but like if the last item that you're looking for is here, you're going to kick yourself if you leave it behind. So, you know. All right, President brings down Dragon in short order, and that is the 6 requisite crystals that he needs to be Ganon, and he is likely going to beeline it back to the Dark World. Nito picking up, ironically enough, the X-ray scope, and that's 2 items. It's high jump and X-ray. So he is now just looking for the 3rd item, which he's going to hope is in the big chest or in the Freezor chest. Oh, we already picked up the Freezor chest. That's a small key. Let's hope it's in iced tea. Nope, he's going down to the boss. All right, here's a Ganon fight for Bressingham, who's Ganon is going to tell us about cheese, as he wont to do. We've got bosses everywhere here. We've got a Cold Stare on Nito's side. We've got an Argus on Tony's side. We had a Helmasaur King on Ikir's side, and we've got a King of Darkness on Bressingham's side. Silvers are in the Dark World somewhere, but there's a lot to check in the Dark World, so, you know, probably not getting them, but, you know, they're somewhere. At this point, where could they be? If it's Dark World, it's not in a dungeon, it's in the overworld. So, like Smith Chain? Mimic Cave is Light World, question mark? Well, regardless, the runners are probably not picking it up unless they delve deeper. Anyway, Nito is on East Dark Death Mountain, and let's see if he goes where he needs to go to get his go mode, which is the gravity suit in Ganon's tower. And everyone, single G's in chat for pressing him. He takes down Ganon and is one final boss away from completing the seed. Tony's going to the left side swamp. I don't think there's anything that can be here that we would care about. The thing that will push him in the right direction is like a fire rod that will make him go like, think like, oh, maybe TR's got something in like the first chest or on the right side. Right here it takes down the Armos Knights. Nito sees that he can get into GT. Alright, so Ike here's got 1, 2, 3, 4 crystals. Crystal's got his way to Torian. It is a weird sight seeing that that statue. Well, is it though? Is it always gold? Or is it grayed out? I think it's always grayed out if you're playing 774 because you've beaten them all. It just skips the cutscene. But seeing all of them gold because we didn't defeat any of the bosses is it's like no. He did defeat him. Like he defeated 2 bosses. Anyway, Nito's in go mode. He did a save and quit. Where is he going here? Is he going to go to Dragon first? Might be going to Dragon first. This game gets caught by a baby Metroid. I don't know if he was going for the baby skip or if he was just getting grabbed. Alright, Nito is going to go to Dragon first. It literally couldn't matter which order you do this in. You have to do it confirms that Dragon is in fact a crystal. And that is one of the 6 required out of 7, but you're never doing TR if you don't have to. Well, Tony is, fortunately, in Ice Palace. Granted, he does have 4 crystals, but he does not know that GT only requires 3, so he'll get the 3 items out of here, and we'll have to think about something else to do. Pressing him in the catch-up phase and is shooting all of the missiles at Mother Brain, and that looks like... Yep, that looks like it. He'll damage down to 3 E-tanks and take a rainbow beam to the face. Well, Nito did I guess um, the early grapple, but gets it later and takes down a Drake. That is crystal number 5 for Nito, and he only needs Desert Palace left, and we'll be able to go defeat Ganon. Looks like Tony pieced out of Ice Palace. Where is Tony going? Is he going to... Oh, is he doing suitless Meridia? Is he going to try to kill Dragon without a gravity suit? It is absolutely possible to do, but it is a little tough getting out of that room. Granted, he's got grapple and high jump, so you can do it, but it is... You gotta know what you're doing when you're doing this. Oh, decides to nope out of it. Okay. He thought something... He thought better of it. Alright, so question in chat. So only 6 crystals and 2 SM bosses were needed, or specific ones, and you just need that. You just need to meet the number. So in this particular seed, because the requirements were random, our runners had to read the signposts and look at the number on the door of Golden 4 to see how many were needed. Now, it happened that the number needed for Torian was 0. So the 2 bosses that they did were unnecessary, but you just need to meet the number. So our runners did 6 crystals, and all of them are very likely going to just skip TR, Turtle Rock, because that is the dungeon with the most requirements to get in, so it makes most sense to skip that one. Anyway, Bressingham taking down Mother Brain and is now making the Torian escape, and will be just a few minutes away from a completed SMZ3 seed. It's the Behemoth Spark, no problem. Eorific making the Lava Dive will be making their way to Desert for their last crystal. Ike here about to get some mitts and is going to continue on. And everyone, get your GGs in chat for Bressingham, who finishes with an official racetime.gg time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 6 seconds, taking first on Restream and first overall. Well, Nito is, well, he's dipping lower Norfair, not making his way to Desert. Wonder what he's looking for. Does he not know that Ridley's a pendant? Anyway, Tony is making his way to desert. I think he did the standard high jump lava dive, which is fine, but he'll still need to find gravity for Dragon or do Dragon without the gravity suit. And again, that is difficult. When he finds a bottle in checkerboard. Not sure if that's all the bottles, but certainly a lot of them. And Nito is going to fight a Pendant Ridley. Meanwhile, Ike here is in left side swamp. This is probably going to be a full clear from him. Oh, he found the silver arrows. They were in the mire shed. Tony was just looking for. He's still on the hunt for gravity, so he's going to search things on the path. It makes sense, but with hindsight being what it is, we know where gravity is. That's a Ridley down for Nito, and he'll see good news. And we are joined by Bressingham. GG's, Bress.
Thank you, crazy. GG's.
Yeah, so the I'm sure you can see like where everybody else is right now, but the thing that really did it for you was getting the mirror super early. Nobody else got it as early as you did.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was feeling really good about that. And I felt like I really early on, and then the middle of the seed, I had a really long drought. But I guess the mirror really carried for that because, yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely did. Like, you were able to route things more efficiently. You were able to get your bow on the first pass. You were, like, having the mirror that early definitely gave you a advantage. So that was really the big turning point there.
Nice. Shout out to that X-Ray D-Boost strat.
Yep. And being able to do it right then and there was obviously good because the quote unquote logical access to it was, I think, like probably like grapple beam. So that was out of the way, and then you have to come back for it. It just getting it on the first go around was optimal.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's a very isolated spec to have to come back for. So it feels good that there was something there.
Yep. Yeah, and that really just set the pace because you could see what's happening here is that there's like the runners are all over the place right now, and
yeah.
Now, granted, like go where the items are, right? Like you, as soon as you got the mitts, like you beelined it to the mountain. Did you have any other places in mind when you did that?
I honestly felt behind after clearing so much Dark World and also basically last locating Aga, and then it took me all Dark World to find both gloves. So once I found the mitts and swamp, I decided to just go to the mountain and GT, and it worked out with the gravity suit there.
Sure did. Now, I made the comment like you have to know when you're in go mode when you're playing like reduced requirements. Did you know that you were in go mode when you picked up gravity?
Yes, it took me a couple of seconds. I always got to think it through a couple times, but yeah, I actually hadn't thought about gravity. I was thinking about high jump because I was thinking about lava dive, but then obviously gravity is even better. So that was, yeah.
Yeah. like I was thinking like, well, he needs desert access, so I was looking for like a book or a flute or
Mhm.
whatever. But I forgot we're playing SMZ3 and gravity gets you to Lower Norfair, which is also desert access.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really handy go mode. It looks like, is Nito in go mode as well here?
He is, but yeah, so he is in go mode, but he defeated Pendant Ridley. So I thought he was on his way to desert, and then he just ended up doing Ridley instead. So I don't know if he knows he's in go mode or not.
Ooh, I hope that's not a tracker mismark.
Well, I mean, he knew it was a blue pendant when he picked it up, but
Yeah,
besides
he
that,
figured it out when he after the fight was over. Yeah, done that before.
yeah. Um, that might be the case because he did effectively beeline Ridley, like he didn't go to like Mickey Mouse or anything. So yeah, that might have been a mistrack.
Mhm. Uh, Very cool. And I see Tony's doing some suitless.
Yeah, he did not go to the mountain, so if he pulls this off, this is go mode, obviously. But
Oh yeah,
mhm.
yeah. This is the go mode I was thinking about. And where was the high jump boots?
Super Bunny question mark?
I don't think it was there because I went
No,
there.
Ice Palace. Ice Palace is apparently the answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ice Palace had high jump and X-ray scope, and I don't remember what the third item is.
Nice. That means if Acre knows suitless, that's going to be a go mode for them as well.
Mm-hmm. Right, so it looks like Tony is trying to damage down for Crystal Flash, and that's his escape out of Dragon's room.
Yeah, he doesn't have spring ball or X-ray. It looks like.
Yeah, I would have assumed he had like if he has high jump and grapple, that's enough to grapple out, but
Well, it's enough to grapple out, but then for precious room,
oh, right.
yeah, you use the sword spark from the crystal flash or spring ball jump or X-ray.
Gotcha. I don't know. This is all too advanced for me.
The Suicide Dragon stuff pretty tricky stuff. So it'd be cool to see this from Tony, especially doing the crystal flash strategy here. It's very dangerous.
Meanwhile, Nito is in the Ganon fight, so he has to know he's in go mode at this point. Tony damages down to the requisite under 50, and it's time to Crystal Flash. And in case you were wondering, the silver arrows were in Mireshed.
I walked right past those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you weren't checking anything anyway, so that was fine.
Yeah.
So it looks like he has his blue suit, but does getting grabbed get rid of it?
Um. Uh. I think. Yeah. No. Getting grabbed doesn't get rid of the blue suit. He's got what he wants now. He just needs to kill Dragon. So doing the crystal flash and getting grabbed during that gives you
Oh,
the
okay,
spark suit.
gotcha. All right, so yeah, he's got what he needs. Now he just has to do this without accidentally doing the spark.
Yeah, which is a lot easier with the blue suit than the spike suit that you initially get.
All right, that's a Ganon down for Nito, and let's see if Tony can get the right pixel and then spark up. There it is. Still has to get back to the portal, but that's the hard part.
Nice.
That's mhm. he's gonna take an energy refill and probably a save. That's sensible. Don't want to have to do all that again.
Yeah.
So with the four of you, there's like you all had to do AGA, obviously.
Hmm.
When did you like? What were your thoughts like with having to do it? Like, were you trying to like put it off as long as possible? Did you like? Were you like keeping track of like, all right, what does the AGA access look like if I do it?
Yeah, I think before Hookshot, it didn't look like the best thing because you could only get to Pod, but I did have full access to Pod, so it definitely was enticing. And I was thinking honestly I could have done it earlier than what I did. Um, so I put it off a lot, hoping to just find a glove.
Yep, and they were both in the Dark World, so.
Yeah, both right next to each other basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, I felt like I'd put it off for too long.
Well, clearly not, because you beat everyone to Ganon and Mother Brain, so that's what really counts here.
Yeah.
Oh, Ike here is dipping Tiara. It's letting him go through without a fire rod, so this could get messy.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get all the way in deep in there.
So Tony's in the fight now. Good use of potions. He got those earlier when he was doing the mushroom turn-in.
Smart choice.
Right, so Nito does have enough ammo for this, but the energy is not like even on a refill. I think he's got like 4+2, so it's possible, but it's not like it's not the most comfortable fight you'd see from an SMZ3. Oh, let's talk about energy at the for Super Metroid, because apparently all the energy at the start of the seed was all heart containers. So did you
Yeah.
were you just
Well,
like looking for E tanks?
I wanted more energy for X-ray deboost. I didn't realize that I had reserve tanks, so that helped a lot. But it was pretty scary early on.
Yeah,
Luckily, the reserve tanks helped a lot.
yeah. Like everyone I think was on like either like 0+2 or 1+2, and that uh that makes for some interesting strats happening with like let's say shine sparks and using the tanks in the middle of the spark and just lots of things you don't normally see.
Yeah, it makes for awkward hell running and reserve tank refills and stuff. I think the nice thing this seed did do was make Varia like one of the first hell runs instead of making you do anything harder than that.
Yep.
So that was good.
So for this seed, we had a 0 Torian. So when you see that, are you like, all right, well, let's find ammo, or like you're just looking like, all right, well, this is going to be a low percent Ronatorian, but it worked out in the end.
Yeah. Well, when I saw it, I hadn't seen G2 yet, so I was kind of worried. That's another thing about AGA is AGA also gives you access to the info about what's required for Ganon.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Ganon, not GT. So if that was really low, then it would have been even worse that I put off AGA. Especially with all the swords, you had lamp. Like if it was one crystal, you could have just done it right there.
Yep.
But yeah, since the Ganon fight was 6 crystals, the zero Torian didn't matter that much. I basically just wanted to put it off to the end anyway, which looked like everyone else did that.
Yep. All right, so Ike here found a book, and he's gonna chase that, and that's... Oh no! It's a fire rod on either
No.
tablet. Oh no. He's... Alright. Sorry, so he's going into Ganon's tower, which is correct. But now the fire rod's gonna send him to the right side instead of the left side.
Yeah, at least he's in GT, not going back to TR or anything.
Yeah. Alright, Nito's in the Mother Brain fight, and he's got it down. Meanwhile, Ike here is doing Tile Room, and I was almost like wondering if you were gonna do Tile Room, because
No, I was actually worried about Tile Room because if I'd cleared GT and then even did the climb and then Tile Room, like those are just, you kind of have to commit to those.
Mhm.
So I was so glad that I didn't have to worry about any of that. But Acre's going there first, huh?
Yeah. I think it was Tony that went to GT, found the key in Hope Room, went to Tile Room, went through Tile Room, like didn't like just went to the right side, and then realized he didn't have the fire rod, so he couldn't go further into Compass Room, and he just mirrored out. So like, oh, that's a wasted key. Hope that doesn't do anything. And wait, was it Tony? Somebody,
It may
was
have
it
been
you?
me.
It might have been you. Yeah,
That sounds like what I did.
yeah. There's 4 people, and I'm by myself. All right, it's
Yeah, no, it's no problem. It's a long race to call with 4 people.
Yep. Yeah. So all right, Nito and Tony are about to close this out, and Ike will soon get a gravity suit, and then he'll be in go mode. So yeah, that was any other general thoughts about tonight's seed?
It went extremely well. It was a lot of fun. I hope you don't mind.
Mhm.
I'll stick around for Nito and Tony to get in the booth.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's always fun. I'm glad to be doing these again.
Indeed.
Yeah, and thank you for commentating. I know it's a slog, especially as one person.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just hanging out with Twitch chats. It's all good.
Yeah, it's good.
And so Ike here's got the same decision that pretty much everybody had. It's, do you go Dragon first, or you go to Desert Palace first? Looks like he's gonna go to Dragon first. Does not save the animals. That's a shame. But everyone, get your GGs in chat for Neaterific, who finishes second on Restream and second overall with an official racetime.gg time of 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 34 seconds.
Okay, I swear to God, really looked like crystal to me.
All right, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you. GG's, Nito.
It's a miracle I didn't lose a position over that. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you were in go mode at that point anyway. There wasn't really a lot left to do.
Well, I was kind of stumped for a second. I'm like, what? Like, am I supposed to do T-Rock? I don't have the run. Wait. Hecking desert.
Desert. All right, so what were your general thoughts on things?
When I found the miss, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose by 1,000,000 years. Because that was pretty much dead last location for the miss for me.
Yeah, but I think everyone else besides Bress had sort of the same issue because it was one of the last items to get before go mode.
Oh really? I thought the issue would have been for them, boots for desert. Unless they went late to wreck ship.
No, actually, everybody's go mode was actually gravity, except for Tony, who just skipped it.
Oh, yeah.
So Tony was high jump go mode, I guess, probably.
Maybe?
When I found the high jump boots in Ice Palace, I thought about doing that too, but I wanted to check the other mid checks first, and then I dipped GT and didn't have to go very far for gravity.
That's a third place finish for Tony T. Young, and also third place overall with a time of 2:40.35. So yeah.
I need a new tracker to track the bus tokens and the pendants.
Yes.
The same thing on Ridley in races. Looks like a crystal.
Pendant, it does look like a crystal, that blue pendant. Can you just change it for a P or a C so there's no confusion?
Yeah.
And let's welcome in Tony T. Young. GG's.
You guys got gravity suit, man.
Then GT.
Man.
Right there.
I went to ice and got high jump.
That was it. That was your go mode, like right there.
Yeah.
That'll work.
GG's, guys.
So you did grapple escape with how many E-tanks?
I had 7.
Oh, I had 4, so I didn't really want to do it.
Oh, man.
But I found gravity, so yeah, worked out in the end.
Yeah. So Nito, why didn't you do X-ray deboost?
X-ray what? Sorry?
X-ray deboost?
That's a thing?
Yes, you taught me that trick, Nito.
Oh, X-ray. Okay, the X-ray Hall deboost. Okay, yeah. Well, I had no E-tanks and 2 reserves when I passed through. So, like, you know what? Technically, I could do it, but
Yeah, it's scary at that health.
And when I regained there, I had grapple, so no problem.
Yeah, the first time I was down there, I also had the 2 reserves and no E-tanks. And I passed by again, but I was tunnel visioned on clearing speed checks and retro Bryn. And then I last location the mirror. It was nice. It's a nice mirror.
Yeah, the mirror kept away a lot of stuff, so getting to that late was a little painful.
Oh, I got the Croc short charge to get the tempered sword, and then gold sword was on the mountain, so I felt like it was useless.
Yeah.
This was the first sword that I saw, and then the other swords just all fell into my lap.
Yeah. So Croc was gold sword for us, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was gonna be boots, but no, it was gravity. So everybody did the sponge bat strat.
I had speed when I went to wreck ship.
Ah, cheater.
I had a speed and high jump, or speed and space jump.
Okay, I did it kind of early-ish. I did Aga, then I went back to because I just did New Bryn, and then I went down, and I didn't even do Cray because I had too few PBs remaining. So I just took the portal back, did the mountain, did all the checks, and Link to the Past. Found hook shot on Zora, so that was my cue to do Aghanim, which was eventually required because the two gloves were in the Dark World.
I forgot how PB starved the early game was. That was a really tough route.
If I had gone old Bryn, I would have had a pet, a second pack on the morph bed, but
yeah.
Yeah,
finish
my
ramen
second
tanks. Sorry.
I'll say my second PB pack was actually the back of Gauntlet, and I got that with speed.
Yeah, I did that. I did Gauntlet with speed too.
I think my second pack was Hype Cave or something.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think it was one of you that did the like you did your Shine Spark and then you had to refill manually with reserves in the middle of it, so you didn't stop at 29 energy in the middle of landing site.
Yep, that was me. I think I had 2 E-tanks maybe when I did that. Because I think I did that after wreck ship, so or I don't remember at this point. There was a lot that went on that happened this seed. The hookshot location was kind of gross. The mirror was really bad. Then I guess gravity and GT.
We got fortunate though for Zora because I had 300 rupees fall in my lap. So I was like, all right, I'll check. And then I got flippers. All right, I'll do the flipper checks, including Zora. And hey, hook shot. So hard logic things that were required was just the hell run to various suit, I guess.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I did the same thing. After desert, I took my portal back and I saved and quit to the top of the pyramid. That's about the only good bit of routing I did.
Was the Varia actually required?
I don't
You have
know.
enough yeah, if you have enough E-tanks, you didn't need it. There was nothing in Norfair aside a sword, no?
Yeah, there's nothing in Norfair.
So Varia was bait.
Yeah.
But you would have needed 7 tanks to finish without Varia. I had 4.
All right.
6 to finish.
Yeah, Rainbow Beam does 600.
Oh, okay, 6. Kind of cutting it close though, which is 6.
Yeah, I'd probably take 100 damage just to lob on the Rinkas.
I was banging my... You know, it's kind of sad, and nowadays I find speed zebs get easier than iZeb skip. I never know what I do wrong when it doesn't work. iZeb. But I swear, like, you take damage, right? And you do a flip jump onto the frozen Rinka, then you jump through the thing. Is that how it's supposed to work?
Yeah, you can't jump too high and you can't jump too low. There's like a sweet
jeez.
spot for it.
Well, my 4th or 6th try of speed zeb skip worked, so whatever.
Nice. Well, yeah, let's talk about the Zero boss Turian.
Yeah.
I had a double take. I went back to make sure I saw it right.
I ended up finishing 3 and then dipping ice for the high jump. I would have cleared it if nothing was in there. So this might have well have been a 774.
Almost.
Yeah.
You got to skip TR.
Yeah, that was nice. No ice rod hunt. Where was Fire Rod? Ikir looks like Ikir has it.
All right, so Ike here ended up dipping TR, and the key layout let him go all the way to Mimic Cave to get a book, and then he checked Ether Tablet for a fire rod.
Oh my god, that's so disgusting.
That is so awful. I didn't even realize that. I was watching that.
Yeah, I was concerned he was going to go back into TR to check the right side, but thankfully he did not.
This would have sucked if it was a 774.
Yes.
I once had a retro seed where both rods were on Laser Bridge. That was a seed.
Yes.
So yeah, kind of gross.
I do like reduce modes and fast Ganon because it makes Ganon's tower like something where items can be, when usually in 774 it's just like here's a whole bunch of chests and one of them has your big key and that's the only one you care about. So it's something I like about these modes.
I like that you can finish close with completely different routes sometimes. I think the second to last reduced requirement I had, somebody finished like 2 minutes behind me, and I checked, and they had a completely different route, and we still ended up almost the same.
Yeah, I like that too. Gives more variety to seeds, and that's always good.
Yeah, I agree. I like GT is more interesting when it's optional, even though it can be awful. It's fun.
Fun when it's good. It's not fun when your morph ball's there.
I think one of the first Cs ever released by Total had a morph ball in GT, so that's when he decided that no progression in GT.
Is Ike here just damaging down for baby skip?
Okay.
I feel like the baby might damage quicker than these Metroids.
Yeah. He has very. Wait, with screw attack. Does he have screw attack?
Yes. Everybody did get screw attack from the lumberjack.
You can damage down really quick on the baby with screw attack. He's doing it. Could have done that from the start.
Yep, that's as far as you want to go.
Oh, I tried the Stachio skip and I missed it. I was so sad.
That was indeed fun. Could use some more reduced requirement rate of seeds sometime.
Yeah. Looks like he has he's got 59 supers, so it's gonna missile down everything, I guess.
He should super if he wants to convert power. Because 5 missiles is just 500 and a super is 300. But both would open a red door. Yeah, I went to ask earlier, Brass, how many E-tanks did you finish with?
I think it was 7 E-tanks and 2 reserves.
Where were all the E-tanks? Jeez.
I don't know.
And I had 4, and one of my fourth was the Climb Super Z-tank. I was really energy starved the entire one.
Everybody was.
Did you Croc?
I did Croc, yeah. I think it was my third.
Okay, yeah, I can't remember anything else.
Okay, he's got plenty of leeway.
One miss, but that should be fine.
He's got like 80 missiles or 60.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, the found E-tanks were all over the place. Agena, Blueprint Star, Hydro Boots, yeah, Waterway, Shaft Supers, Bonk Rocks, and Potion Shop.
Okay, I never found the mushroom. I never checked Waterway. I forgot about Agena. So yeah, that's my 4 tanks.
I think I picked up an E-tank with the silvers in Mireshed. And I was a little bit upset because I wanted to be damaged down for Dragon, but I was only down a tank anyway, so it didn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
That was a really impressive Sulis Dragon, Tony.
Yeah, I missed the grapple quick kill. I'm not really good at getting that while trying to convert the spike suit to a boost suit. But I was pretty happy with how quickly I got that. When I was looking for my go mode, I was thinking I could do this with Spring Ball, Gravity, or High Jump, and of the three, Gravity is obviously like the preferred, but High Jump was second best.
And you didn't want to go to GT and look for any of those in the 20-something items that were in Logic.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to, I was definitely doing ice first, just because if I get like 2 items, if the third item's on Cold Stare, I'm probably not doing Cold Stare. I'm probably going on Mountain. But I could clear that out fairly quickly. I guess not as quickly as like Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny, so maybe I should have went up there. But I was also thinking, well, if I find Fire Rod and Ice Rod on Mountain, then I'm sort of pressed into doing TR instead of Dragon, so I kind of want to look for the one item and hope. I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense in hindsight, but
I guess like you're looking for a pair of items for your go mode, and if it's Fire Rod, Ice Rod, then it becomes TR. But if it's something you get into Desert, and Dragon, like Gravity, then it's just Gravity or whatever. But yeah, when you're racing, it's just like you can't just sit there and actually chart it out. It's just you just pick a thing and go.
Yeah, I definitely autopilot a lot while racing. I definitely feel Ice Palace has a lot of value a lot of the time, so I just went into Ice.
And when it works, it works.
I thought ice was a crystal.
Oh no!
I'm not surprised, Nito.
I remember, that's the gimmick we had when Preston and I played co-op. Every time ice is available, I'm like, all right, going to ice. Like, not even thinking about it. Is it a crystal? Is it a pendant? Is it a boss token? It's like, ice is available, I go there. But I remember counting like 2 boss tokens in the Dark World. There were 3, and it was Thieves Down, it was Ice, and Swamp.
And everyone, get your GGs in chat for Ikir, who finishes 4th on Restream and 5th overall with a time of 2:57.46. And let's see if we can get a full party in here. And let's welcome in Ikir. GGs.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was a seed.
Sure was.
Yep. So, nearly everybody was sort of late-ish to the mirror, and that sort of set off everything. But yeah, well, let's get your general thoughts first.
I was really hoping for Ice Rod Go mode. Came down to Ice Rod of Gravity at the end, and it's like, okay, which should I find first? And
Mhm.
it's Gravity.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the tricks to do him without Gravity, I'm not sure if we had all the tools for it. I think we remember Spring Ball. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it was like being a seed. I had a whole bunch of one checks. It's like, okay, where's my progression? It's got to be either here or here or here. Yeah, it's finding the X-ray location late after having like no energy to get over there the first time.
Yeah, the D boost there is if you know it, it's good, but like when there's other stuff to do, of course.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of other stuff to do too,
Oh.
and then I did all the other one checks except I never did Waterway. I dodged that one.
I think it was an E-tank, which would have been nice before, but
oh yeah.
So yeah, so you were the only one that dipped TR, and the keys let you go all the way to Mimic Cave, where you got a book that gave you the fire on. You were the only one that picked that up. So that's, although it gave you an interesting route to go mode, because you were able to go to Desert Palace through the Dark World, and
Light
then through the. Well, yeah,
I could have gone through the Dark World, but after I got the Gravity Suit, but I think it's quicker to do Light World that way.
Yeah, and then like on your way out, you took the portal back to the Dark World and saved and quit, and you were right in front of the pyramid.
I realized after I was on my way to Dragon, I should have done these in reverse order because I could easily save quit from there. So that's why I put the mirror down or the portal down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's these types of seeds give a lot of different gameplay, so you have to think about things like routing and such a little bit differently. So it's I always like these sorts of seeds for this sort of thing.
I like the random seeds just because you have the unknowns. And like I don't need all 7 to get the GT, but I never found Titan Spits until I was in the swamp. I probably should have just rushed GT at that point, but I'm like, okay, well I got ice right here. Let's do ice, which meant that I did all 4 Super Metroid dungeons.
Yeah, and that was a 0, and that was just like, oh, that's 4 not required things. But as it turns out, like a 4-item Thieves Town is still worth dipping.
Yeah, Wreckship was definitely. There was a sword there.
Yeah, there was a sword, and there were boots there too.
Yeah, those boots.
That gave you trouble, didn't it? Yeah.
That was painful. I don't know the ledge grab coming out of there, and yeah, I had low HP, so I died a few times trying to get over there in the first place. And I saw it, I'm like, ready to reset out, just you see what it is, and then it's boots. I'm like, I can't get that up.
Yeah. Were you the one that had to sponge bath the other way?
Yes.
Okay. I've never seen that before, but that was good. Improvisation is the word I used.
That's the 3rd time in the last 2 weeks I've had to do that with the bomb to get out of there. That just unreal.
Yeah, I would have assumed that the ledge grab would have been good enough to make that, but apparently not.
I'm very unpracticed at the ledge grab. I'm sure it works. I think I've done it once, like a year ago, but I don't remember how to do it. I was trying to look it up while the race was going on, but I just farmed the bombs and hoped to get out of there with 10 of them. Didn't need 6,
worked
but
out.
I got it.
All right. Anything else we want to talk about before we close this out?
Yeah. X-ray hull deboosting is really worth learning because deboosting is useful in many other places. And if you get good at if you're good at deboosting, then X-ray hull won't take you very long to learn. And if you're good at X-ray hull deboosting, then the rest of the deboost should be from average to easy.
That is definitely something, because I do not know deboost, and if you can do that, you can do everything, including like Bubble Mountain and wherever else I can't think of at the moment.
It's going fast in general too.
Yeah, fast is good, apparently.
Well, there's a little theory behind it, but I just don't have any practice.
Yeah, that was fun. GG's everybody. Thanks for commentary and restream.
Yeah, and
All that.
for everyone watching, if you're not following the runners, go ahead and follow the runners. Put on a great show. They put on a great show for us, and yeah, that's gonna do it here. SMZ3 has races every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Friday is at 8 p.m. Eastern. Saturday is at noon Eastern. Sunday is at 3 p.m. Eastern, and Mondays are at 9 p.m. Eastern. So, just to close this out, I've been Crazy Gamer, and we will see you next mission.